Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Sulaiman Rahim here. Welcome. Sisters and brothers, we're going to do a critical analysis on what to expect in the Great Tribulation, time of unprecedented trouble. Much has been written about it, but little spoken. You don't hear the preachers talking about it in the churches. You don't even hear Mr. Farrakhan talking about it, or Silas, or Royal, or none of them clowns, because they don't know. They don't even know that we're in the midst of it. See, it's about to trip. It's about to blow up. Instead of be triggered by the war in heaven, Michael and his angels will go to war with the dragon and his angels. They can't even tell you who Michael is. They can't tell who Michael's angels are. They can't tell who the dragon is. They can't tell who the dragon's angels are. So they cannot tell you what the hell they don't know how to do what they talk about. Because that is what's going to trigger the war of Armageddon. That war, and we're at the tip. We're at the how you say it? We're at the tipping point right now. See, because that is the war that's about to take place. It's actually taking place in the Middle East right now. It's just haven't got to the boiling point. And we can tell who Michael is. That's Master Prophet Muhammad. He's the one that's going to deliver us, right? His angels are the Shia. Oh, well, that's what his angels are. He's their 12th Imam. And the dragon is House of Saud. Oh, well, the Quran does tell you, don't make friends with the Christians and Jews. Are you one of them? So they are making friends with Christians and Jews, aren't they? That means they're one of them. See? I'm not going to history then. Anyway, and their angels are, who's there? America, who's allied against the Shia? America, Britain, and false Israel. If you understand, find out who one person is, the rest falls in place. But right now they got you thinking false Israel is a true seed of Abraham, and that's the lie. That's the deception. Because it said Gog and Magog will come out of the abyss after 1,000 years. That's the Dark Ages. And they'll control the whole world. What's the only two world powers there's been in European history? Because there wasn't any world empires, because they didn't even know there was a whole world before 500 years ago. And that's been America and Britain, Gog and Magog. The only two world powers there's been. Right? The sun never sets on the British Empire. See? So those are the two world empires. See? It says, they'll come blasting out of Europe after the Dark Ages, after 1,000 years. That's what chapter 20 tells you. Right? So they tell you, they said, deceive the whole world. What's the deception about chapter 20? They tell you that's the future. Because if it was the past and you recognize who they are, going to tell you who they are. See? The devil, Satan, right? The dragon, they tell who they are. So anyway, that war is going to be, they don't know who they are. They can't tell you who the players are, so they can't tell you what the game is. See? So we're telling you right now, so you know, because you're in the war now. It just hasn't reached the boiling point. And when we reach the boiling point, brothers and sisters, that's what we're going to talk about, because you don't want to be here when it's the boiling point, because it will boil you. See, it will boil you. You will not be able to stand that heat. So we're going to talk about it. Okay? So let's move on. Now we're going to talk about the goat. And who's the goat? The goat, it says this goat will come across from the west. His feet will not touch the earth, the ground, right? So that means it comes across the Pacific Ocean. His feet not touching dry land or ground. And it's very angry, it's furious. It's furious at this ram that's his target. And his ram is coming from the other direction, right? It's coming from the east, from Europe. See? Who came from Europe? That's America and Britain. See? And it says it had two horns. It says the greater horn came last. So that means America became a greater empire than the English Empire, the British Empire. But the British Empire was a world empire, so I never saw the British Empire. And then it was superseded by the American Empire. So that's the ram, that's the horn, two horns of the ram. And so the goat came at it it was furious, very angry, with very powerful kinetic force, and knocked the ram down and broke his horn and stumped it to the ground. I just took, so the goat, that represents China, India. The goat also represents the leopard. The leopard head with brown with yellow spots. That's a big hint right there. See? And they're coming across the Pacific Ocean. And right now we see in the world today, China's getting angry and angry and angry at America. Is making demands, tell America that that's what China see. They may not even come into it. They tell America, if we go to war with us, we're going to kill you. Right? Say we will win. Right? They're telling, you better not mess with Taiwan. If you mess with Taiwan, we'll go to war with you immediately. See, they're building ships as fast as they can. They're getting more and more angry. See, they're getting more and more angry by the second. See, they're telling America, we'll break your heads. Tell America, stay out their business. You got problems over there. Look how you treating the black folks stuff over there. And you're going to be telling us. See, it's getting angry and angry and angry. And then they're being accused of this COVID thing, so the temperatures are really rising. But they will not be the one to initiate the war. The war will be initiated by Master Muhammad in the Middle East any day now. Okay, so that's the goal. And they refer in chapter 17 of AL-INJIL or Revelation, they call it 10 horns that will hate the harlot, hate America, make her desolate, eat her flesh, and burn out with fire. See? That's what they're going to do. And they were inspired to do it by God himself. See, they're also called death and Hades. So they're bringing death and hell to America. That's what they're bringing. And they're on their way. See, right now they're starting to see ships off the Alaska waters, off the Alaska coast, Chinese warships. They have no fear of America. And America's the one that made them powerful, trying to keep us down. So they say their jobs and the economy and everything over there, the manufacturing, right? Because they didn't want you to have it. Anyway, that's what's talking about. And America is the one that's marked with 666 because false Israel is that second beast, the image of the beast. That's causing everybody have to worship. If they don't worship, they get sanctioned. We're not be able to buy. So it's very simple, but they so hard. It's so hard for them to say tell what they are. They go in and they nitpick everything. It's very clear. If you can't buy, isn't that sanctions? And they put sanctions. Anybody that will not bow or accept so-called false Israel's right to exist. They won't buy themselves sanctions. Who's doing that? America. They want everybody's got to bow down. They got the whole world bow down to false Israel. See, that's 666. They don't. The mark is the COVID and all that kind of stuff. No, they got the mark. It's not a physical mark. It's the mark based on your actions. If you worship and support false Israel, you got the mark. See, and America has the mark because they're the main sponsor of it. They're the ones born into existence. They brought false rules in existence to counter Elijah Muhammad's assertion that we choose Abraham, a true assertion, a true fact. And so to minimize that, to neutralize it, they sell false Israel. They said, no, they're the true seed because they could not bear to think that we could possibly be the true seed of Abraham. Because if we true seed of Abraham, who are they? That means they're the monsters, the genocidal maniacs, the rapists, the killers, the thieves and everything, right? They're doing all the works of Satan, and they go into the hell that they think everybody else is going to. See, so they don't want to see themselves there, because right now they see us as being the sons of Shem, or Ham, right? Born by God, cursed black by God to be slaves forever. So therefore, they can walk around their heads up like they're doing all the righteous things. But when false Israel goes down, that's what Master Muhammad's doing. He's getting ready to crash their whole reality, crash their minds. It'll be a mind crash, mind crush, right? See, immediately, because he's getting ready to crush false Israel. And when he crush them, that's the abomination of desolation, right? That would trigger Armageddon. See? And that would trigger this, because immediately thereafter, this will happen. Because China's already warming up. But once they get thrown out of there, they've been pushed from all the countries in the world right now. America's been pushed back within its borders. Everybody's saying get out. Look, Afghanistan sheep herds, they push them out. The Vietnamese pushed them out. Right? China's pushed them out. Russia's pushed them out. They're going to be fine eventually their own borders in very few days. Right? They're beat all over the world. So that's what it's saying right here. So it says, Lord will, so here, so that's who the goat is. And that's who America, right? They're the ram. You understand? I'll make a little segue here. They tell a story about Abraham taking Isaac, right? And he's going to sacrifice him up this mountain. He's bound, right? And he gets to the top of it, right? And he's getting ready to, he's told to kill his son. He got him tied down on the altar, and he's bringing a knife down, right? And the knife is coming right, and just before Farad grabs his hand and says, no, don't. See? Because he already, that's the only thing he stops. Farad grabs his hand, that's from him, grabs his hand, right, and stops him from killing, that's us, who we're supposed to be killed, right? And instead, he says, okay, no. So he sees a ram with horns stuck in the bushes. See, depending on translation, in pig thickets or whatever, it's still bushes, right? So his horns stuck in the bushes. It says, okay, take that ram out and sacrifice it instead, kill it and burn it up instead. You gotta understand these stories, brothers and sisters. So it's a beautiful story because it's very clear. See, because it's saying, I said America and Britain, right? And so their horns was caught up in the bushes. Well, America's right now is boggled down in the Middle East. How did they get boggled down in the Middle East? How did they get boggled down there? From the two Bushes, Daddy Bush and Papa Bush. I mean, Papa Bush and Baby Bush. Senior Bush, 1990, Baby Bush, 2003. Right? The so-called Gulf War, right? And the second Gulf War. And that was by the Bushes, and that's what got them bogged down over there. That's what the story is. And so they thought they were going to kill us. See? They thought they were going to get us killed. They got killed instead. So that's why I say that. Anyway, so this is what it is. It says, the Lord will bring a distant nation, that's China and India, against you from the ends of the earth. It will swoop down on you like a vulture. I mean, this mad vulture, when it comes down, it's coming down dead bodies. It has no fear of nothing. It don't show no restraint. It just, right? Because they don't figure the dead bodies will do anything to it. Or if it's even a dead body, if it's about dying, they know they have no fear of it. It swoops down on you, right? The nations whose language you do not understand. I mean, it's not a European nation. Right? You don't understand. And it's fierce, heartless nation that shows no respect for the old or no pity for the young. See, they're talking about China and India. When they come, they don't have no respect. They're not going to have pity on babies or anything. They're going to cut everything, tear everything to pieces. See, and America's already had their dealings with China. See, China's the one that stopped them in Korea. China's the one that stopped them in North Vietnam. They're the ones that broke America's back and ran them out of there. China was the one that backed Korea. China was the one that backed Vietnam. See, because they fought them up north. They fought them to a standstill. And the only reason why they made an armistice before, because China was about to run them out of Korea altogether. They wouldn't have been in South Korea. See, they tried to do the same thing in Vietnam, but they forced them. They learned from Korea. They pushed them all the way out. See. So they know, and they make you think the Chinese are 6 feet, 3 feet tall and everything else. When they went there, those soldiers found they were 6 feet, 6.5 feet, whatever, big as panda bears. See? So they got the mark of the beast. Anyway, let's move on. So that's what it's telling you. Because it said the goat, in read chapter 17, it was inspired by God, the Lord. So it says the Lord will bring them. And read the goat, and Daniel said he had the horn between his eyes. That means the eyes was Rod guiding them. See, that's what he's going to use to destroy them, aside from the weather. And look at this. It's armies, the armies will devour your livestock and crops, and you will be destroyed. They're going to devour your livestock and your crops. See, now most people don't know this, but China's buying up thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of acres of farmland in America. America's so stupid. Now these are not Chinese Americans. These are Chinese. They're citizens of China, but they buy up all the farmland in America. And America already know they're going to war with China eventually, and China knows it. And so what do you think they're going to do with that land if war breaks out? They're going to poison it. See? But we said, we're going to be, no, we're not going to be here, but we're going to witness the opening act. But we're going to leave you and the demons here, right? You devils and demons, this is for you. See? This song is for you. His armies will devour your livestock and crops, and you will be destroyed. You will be destroyed. This to your destruction, not to your defeat, to your destruction. You will not survive this. You will never recover from this, right? And Britain will, this will happen simultaneously with Britain, and Europe will follow right behind. They will leave you no grain, no wine. How are they going to do that? They own all your farmland. No wine, olive oil, cows, or lambs, and they will starve, and you will starve to death. You will not have anything to eat. There will be no Piggly Wiggly. There will be no Safeway. There will be no ShopRite. There will be no Winn-Dixie. There will be no Publix. There will be A&P. All that stuff. Because the whole country's going to be shut down. They're invading. So how are they going to transport that stuff? They're going to be invading. All that stuff will be shut down. You're not going to have anything. See? And we're going to see more about that in a minute. See? Plus, they own all your farmland, so they're going to destroy it. So if they don't poison it, they're going to have where you won't be able to get at it. See? And all, like I said, America's going to be at war all over the world, right? They'll be getting their ass kicked, especially in Europe. And they're going to be getting their ass kicked toward here. See? Because it says they come across the West Coast and they're going to hit you in China. Hit you in West Coast. That's where they're going to start at. See? And move right across rapidly. See? And you will starve to death. You will starve to death. Not starve for a while, not starve 6 weeks, not, oh man, well, I'm going to starve. No, you're going to starve to death. This is a death starvation. Or you're not getting any more food. You're not getting any more food. See? Those of you who left, we'll see that in a minute. They will attack your cities until all the fortified walls in your land and walls you trust to protect you are knocked down. That means all your military, your National Guard, everything, all your defenses will be destroyed, be knocked down. You have nothing. If you have nuclear weapons stuff, they will not be able to use them. You pull a trigger and you find out that it's blank, it will not fire. You have no defenses against these people. None. They will attack your cities until all the fortified walls in your land, and they will attack your cities until all the fortified in your land and the walls you trust to protect you are knocked down. They will persist. They will not stop until they totally desolate you. That is, they make a desolate until you're totally broken. You have no defenses whatsoever. None. So you will not be able to withstand them. They will just keep on pushing. And they're going to break you. They will attack all the towns and land the Lord God has given. Every town. Now, who has a population to do that? They said a 200 million man army in AL-INJIL. Russia doesn't have an army to do that. But China does. And with nearly 2 billion people, was America about like 300 million? That's almost 6 times the population. See? They said they will attack all, and they're coming from afar. They're coming from South America. They ain't coming from China. They're coming from Canada. They're coming from China. It's in a far land. See? So what you got? All your defenses are gone. All your cities are under attack. Every one of them. All your defenses are broken. And you have no food. None. No food at all. See? The siege and terrible stress of the enemy's attack. So you'll be under siege. Won't be able to do anything. You can move food if you want to, because the whole country be on the sea. They control all your waterways, all your highways, and everything. You won't be able to move. And black folks, right here, the rich black folks, see, you're going to be under attack by massa. See, massa attacked by them, and you're going to be attacked by massa. So they're going to push you into the center of the United States. America is going to be pushed on the West Coast. They don't come through on the West Coast. See, but America, they're going to be paranoid. They're going to understand now that you're the true seed of Abraham, and they're going to run you out of every community you're in. See, because first of all, I said for all kinds of reasons, because they think, because now they know you're true seed of Abraham, they got to get ready for that reason. They think they're under attack, and so they're afraid that you're going to side with the enemy. It says that in the Christian, that was one of their very greatest fears. All things, they had no food. See? So they only got 3 options. Their pets, their children, or you. And a lot of them eat their children for to eat their pets. So you see in a minute, they will eat you, right? If you're stuck in it, then you're going to be eaten. You'll see it in a minute. So you're going to be pushed into the middle of the United States. Or that's how they're going to push all black folks together. You're going to be scared to death. That's why you're coming together, because you're going to be attacked them. Your neighbors, no matter who, they're going to attack you. If you're black, you're going to be under attack. I mean, run out of your neighborhoods and everything else. See, immediately, that's it. Don't wait. Because when you see this happen, it says, don't wait. Don't stay in your community. It says, run towards the mountains. They ain't talking about physical mountain. They said, when you see the abomination of desolation, when false is going down, that's going to send shockwaves to the entire world. And they say, run. Because if your next door neighbor will kill you. If you're black, your next door neighbor will kill you. See? If they don't have any food, at that point, they will eat you. Or they will put you up to be eaten. They will kill you. That's what stands to run. So you don't have time to run back to white people behind you. You don't have time to get to a baby. You ain't got time to do anything. Just run. Once you say run. See? Because they know more than you think they know. Okay. The siege and terrible distress of the enemy's attack will be so severe that you will eat the flesh of your own sons and daughters. See? You'll be under siege. You can't do anything. You're weak. And you're afraid, and you don't have any food, right? And you're trying to resist, so you need some energy, and you're hungry as hell, and you have nothing to eat, and your pet's probably gone by now, right? In some cases, you probably still have a couple of rounds because you eat your children first, but you're going to eat your own children. You're going to eat the flesh of your sons and daughters. They're talking about these European Americans, white Americans who, see, because all you've done to us, now it's been done to you, and it's been in compressed form. See, because it took 40 years, 4 years to do all that, all you've done to us will be compressed in a short period of time, like in a year. Everything you've done, now you're going to pay for all at once, in one big, right, blast, right? Listen to this. And the most tender-hearted man among you will have no compassion for his own brother. See, you're gonna be told this and that. You ain't gonna be friends. Everybody's gonna. You're not only gonna. They're gonna. If they chase. If they hate each other like this, brothers, how do you think they're gonna feel about you? They're gonna be against each other. Says they bring in division. They're gonna be against each other. How bad it's gonna be? Because they ain't gonna trust each other. You see in a minute why. The most tender-hearted man among you will have no compassion for his own brother. Not even his beloved wife and his surviving children. He won't have no care for any of them. He's only been thinking about himself. And that's the most tender-hearted one. So what do you think the hard-hearted one's going to be like? That's the most tender-hearted one. You know, the one who broken brisk. The most tender-hearted one, they said they're going to have no compassion for his own sons, right? His own children, his own brother, his own wife, his own children. He won't have no compassion for them. That means he'll kill them in a heartbeat. He don't care nothing for them. All he cares about himself, his survival. And if they get in the way of survival, then they're going down. He will refuse to, listen to this, he will refuse to share with them the flesh he is devouring. the flesh of one of his own children. He's going to eat his children, and he will not even give his wife any of it. He won't give his brother any of it. He won't give his other children any of it. So he's going to kill one of his children, and then he won't even share that. Because he's so afraid that he's going to run out of food. So what he's got, he don't eat it himself. His own children. He's eating the flesh for his own children, and he will not interfere with his brother or his wife or his other children. I mean, that's cold. I mean, it's cold enough to eat your own children. So, okay, your friend share the rest of the family too, right? So they can eat. No, you only care about he's eating. This is a tribulation that y'all are oblivious of, that y'all think that's not going to happen, that you think you'll watch on TV. See? And he will refuse to share with them the flesh. He's devouring the flesh of one's own children. Because he has nothing else to eat during the siege and terrible stress that your enemy will inflict on your town. Because he has nothing else to eat. He said, because he had nothing else to eat during the siege. When they say siege, they won't be doing anything. You're talking about you locked down, you'll be locked, you won't be doing anything. And then you locked up together and hating each other. Because if you eat your own children, that means you eat your neighbor first, wouldn't you? You sure eat your neighbor's children first. Everybody's going to be afraid. They're afraid of the Chinese that's clothing on them, death in Hades, and they're afraid of each other because they're so hungry. They're so hungry. No more Big Mac for you, buddy. So hungry they're going to be. Starved to death. See? And because, okay, and all your towns, every bit of America will be suffering this. Every bit, every time. The most tender and delicate woman among you, the most tender and delicate among women you, right? Most sensitive. So delicate she would not so much as touch the ground with her foot will be, she's so tender, so loving, so good, right? So she, right, towards, so delicate she would not so much as touch the ground with her foot will be selfish towards the husband she loves and towards her own son or daughter. So she gonna be just as like the man was. She don't care nothing about them, not children, nobody. All she want to do is eat their flesh, and she don't care about sharing with them. She'll be just as bad as that man was. And she's the most loving, compassionate of them, because they all devils to begin with. See, that's what it's talking about here. See, because no, that's why. It says children be gray-headed. What would make children? Nothing in World War II made children gray-headed. So what's going to make children gray-headed? Because they can't stay with their parents. They can't stay outside. They can't stay with their parents because their parents will eat them. Right? If they're outside, the neighbors will eat them. And nobody's going to have compassion for them. And then the Chinese, they got siege of the country. So if they can, they're going to wipe them out, kill them. So the child's hopeless. And he had no food. He don't know what to do. The child never had been in a situation like that. That's what's going to make children gray-headed. That's have men walking around drunk without having a drink because they're going to be doing things that they never thought they would do. They eat their own children, and then they won't share with anybody, and they're scared to death because somebody might eat them. They're afraid to go to sleep because you go to sleep, you'll be eaten. See? And if you don't kill your child, you're eating the child, right? You won't go to sleep because you know you hide it because you make sure nobody get a piece of it. While you sleep, take a piece of it. That's going to make men sick. And they're going to have to recognize they're beasts because they're going to be acting, the beast is going to be out fully exposed. Because this is total beast behavior. Because they are beasts and now they're being exposed as the beast they are. That you thought you loved, that Pharaoh thought he could transform. Can a tiger change his stripes? They're going to be exposed for who they really are. And death is at the door. Death is pounding on the door, pounding. Death and Hades is pounding on the door. And they know once they get in, they go into that eternal hell they've been wishing on everybody else. That's what it's telling you here. This is what's about to happen. And you, my brothers, dear beloved brothers and sisters of the elect, the stand of the angel, you won't be here when it happens. It says they will not eat, but you will eat. The story about man from heaven. Man from heaven is going to take care of you. Because he's going to be present during this time. It tells you when Suleiman sets the ancient days, that's when National Hunt's going to show and manifest itself. So he's coming here. He's coming to protect you. That's what his whole job, to protect you. So we will eat, but they're going to starve it. And when they come in, they're going to destroy America and Britain, but they're going to pass over you. That plague is not a plague of a biological plague. That plague that would kill the firstborn, and that one, right? That's the unsealed Bible, right? That plague, no. China and India is that plague. They're that plague that's going to pass over you. See? So you're not going to be destroyed by them. But you will, if you go through tribulation, those of you following Farrakhan foolishly, that are not demons, you're going to be here for all of this. You're going to be fighting, it's telling you down, you're going to be fighting the earth by weather and food, and starving, hunger, and sword. You're going to go through it. Because a lot of people are going to be stuck in here too. And you're going to have to witness to them because you didn't do it when Farrakhan, you let Farrakhan deceive you. Instead of you building bridges from Elijah to Joshua or to Jesus or Suleiman, you built mansions for Lion Farrakhan, right? Because he didn't build nothing. He took all that money you gave him over, he didn't build nothing because he was for himself. So because you did that, now you got to stay. Read about that. Read about Mark. See, you demon-possessed man, demon-possessed by Legion, Farrakhan and his boys, his demons. See? But when Jesus left to depart, taking his elect with him, you wasn't allowed to go. You had to stay back in tribulation and minister. This is what you're going to go through, brothers and sisters. You had your choice. Because I've been talking to you for years. And you rejected this. So now you got to go through. This is what you're going to be walking through. But you won't be taken down by the Chinese. Because once you get to your departure point, right? Your exit point, Farad is going to deliver you. But you're going through tribulation to get there. See? So you're not going to be taken down with them, but you're going to be taken down by hunger, and you had these devils after you, trying to kill you. Remember Pharaoh's army? First he let people go, but then he chased them with he chased them with his armies just to kill them. See? That's the story. But the river, the flood, that was supposed to drown Pharaoh's army, they didn't get you. It opened up and let you pass. See? But it took them out. That's the story, brothers and sisters. Let's see what we got. I think we got one more here. See, this is talking about that woman again, right? She will hide from them the afterbirth and the new baby she has born. See, that was talking about the ones that's pregnant. She will hide from them the afterbirth. Because they will eat that. She's hiding from her husband and her children and everybody else. See? She's hoarding. She's a cannibal hoarder. I'm laughing because they deserve every bit of it. Said that God would mock them, laugh at them in their calamity. She will hide from the afterbirth and new baby she has born, so she herself can secretly eat them. So if she's pregnant, when she gives birth, she'll give birth alone. And she's not going to let them know she's giving birth. She'll be quiet about it. Oh, it may hurt, but she'll be quiet about it. See? Because she don't want to know that. Because she wants to eat them alone. Because once she give birth, everybody else going to want a piece. A dinner. Everybody want a piece of that dinner. See? So she's going to be secret and keep it to herself. So she's going to eat not just the baby, she'll eat after birth too. So she can secretly eat them. She's going to hide the fact that she was even pregnant. If she can, she's going to might put something up there to make people think she's still pregnant. See? Kill the baby as soon as it's born and eat it. She's going to hide it, let them know. See, right? She will have nothing else to eat during the siege. She has nothing else to eat. But after birth of the newborn baby, that the enemy will inflict on all your towns. That every bit of America will be afflicted. That means if you're still here, you'll be afflicted with that too. See? But you went through a tribulation. That was because I've been warning you. I told you to get rid of Farrakhan. I've been telling you the truth. But you weren't listening. See? And you think it's not going to happen? Everything I've been telling you has been happening. Oh, well, he told us about that Obama's been the last president. Sure, I sure did. You read Jonah. That's the sign. Only sign we give the generation. Sign Jonah. Jonah made a false prophecy under duress. He was forced to make that prophecy. He didn't want to do it, but I said, if you told him to do something, you said you agreed to do it, you do it. So he agreed to go ahead and do it after being locked down in the island for 3 years. That's the story. Locked down in Guam for 3 years. And I agreed to come back, and I came out and told you that Obama would be the last president. In fact, Elijah Muhammad did say the last president would be a black man. So I came out and told you that, even though the angel doesn't say that. Right? But it says we'd do it. And then he wasn't. And so that would be the sign of Jonah. So he made a promise, didn't happen. But they say, oh, well, okay, well, that's your problem. Is whatever happened, it's not going to change the fact that this is going to happen. And nice people, they can't go, they can't miss a meal. They eat 3 or 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 meals, they can't eat. All of a sudden, that's cut off. They're not going to be able to do that. Fasting is something that, you tell me you 1 meal a day, think you're insane. That's something they can't do. But now their food is cut off. Because they told them, what tell them the Quran? It says they prayed for food. And God said, okay, I'll give you all plenty of food. But if you disobey, right, I'll punish you like I never punished any other nations. They have plenty of food. America said more food than anybody else on the planet. They were throwing play with food, throw food around. But now they cut off suddenly, and the enemy is closing in on them, who has no patch for them. And when they break through, they're going to cut you to pieces. I mean, with anger. They're not going to just shoot you. They're going to cut you literally to pieces, stab you to death, stab your eye, whatever they can do, shove it up your behind, because that's how much they hate you. How much China hates you. That's how much the whole world hates you, actually. That's how much Japan's going to be on their side, too. Japan's going to turn against you. Even Europe going to turn, Western Europe, EU, France, they're going to turn against you. It says bring division, they're going to turn against you, too. Everybody's going to turn against America, but everybody hates America. America going to suffer the worst. Says you can punish, but no, allow a punishment. Punishment never punch any other nations. And this is about what's happened. You're going to see this soon. I ain't talking about years anymore. Because we expect that war to break out any day now. Once that war breaks out, this is going to happen immediately after. And you can stock up all the food you want. People stocking food, how you think it's going to work? Because everybody's walking around and they starving to death. And you eating? All you're doing is fattening yourself up to be eating yourself. That's all you're doing. Because, look, when people are starving, they can smell food 1,000 miles away. So you tell me everybody's starving, and here you back there cooking some bean soup, or you cooking some rice or something right there, and they can smell a mile away, and they come in and take what you got, and will eat you too. Anyway, brothers and sisters, so I just want to give you an idea. If you understand this, then you have a good idea of what tribulation is, and this is going to be a lot worse than what you see. I'm just talking about this part of it, right? I ain't get into all the slaughter and how they're going to slaughter people and all that kind of stuff. I talked about a little bit. But it says they have no mercy. They're going to slaughter you. This is talking about massa. You white folks have been doing all this stuff for 40 years. Now it's time for payback. And you will not escape. It says, none will escape. See, when Noah flood came, everybody was on the ark. They was drowned. Everybody. See, you will not escape. Now it's time for payback. What you've done, says what you say, you sow the wind, you should reap the whirlwind. Said that day of their wrath has come, who shall be able to stand? See, Suleiman and Master Muhammad, they will have no pity. You can say crap, Farrakhan telling you better read those lessons. No pity whatsoever. They will have none. See, because we love our ancestors, and what you did, you have to pay for it. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I think that's it. Let me see here. Okay. If anything I said here, brothers and sisters, makes sense to you, right? If you understand, see, if you're a true seed of Abraham, then here's some contact information. See, come and be a beacon, because it's about to be super dark in a minute. Like the Quran said, it's so dark you will not see the hand in front of your face. See? But the angel's only light. And the darker you get, the brighter you're going to get. Be a star, brother and sister. See? Be a angel warrior. Be a beacon. Be a star. See? Come here, let's show you, teach you the angel. Get you ready to be a beacon, because it's about to get intense dark, total triple darkness in a minute. And that's when your star will shine the brightest. Because people can be looking for a way out, because they're not going to listen to Farrakhan anymore, because right away they're going to know he know what the hell he was talking about. See, they ain't going to listen to Cyrus anymore. They ain't going to listen to these preachers. These preachers will make popsicles out of them. See, because they've been hit this brick wall they're not going to be able to recover from. So come and help us, brothers and sisters. We don't ask you, we don't want your money or anything. Help your people. Help yourself. Be a beacon. See? Because we're going home, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.